Hey, Shalom, call halal, Yabashim, Yabashah, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, sincere brothers, the elect, men, women, and children that believe for the 1/3. You heard. But yeah, man, before I could close out, drop another video on the go. Close the night out, but before I could go, this was so beautiful. I had a brother, hit me up. Throwback brother. But this brother was kind of like a little wow, and I love the brother, always took his, DMX said something which was real heavy. He said, who I am, I'm gonna be till I die. You accept it or don't fuck with it. If we gonna be dogs, then you stuck with it. Right? So this brother, I hit him, so I don't want to really get too far into it, but like I hit him. He was pissed off at me. He cursed me out, so it was just like, yo, But when you love somebody, it's just kind of like, it's like, see that brother thing? But some people usually loosely lose that word, right? So I got brothers, like real brothers, like biological, not real brothers, but like biological brothers. And with them you deal with like shit. You just get past it, because it's like you knew each other forever. Y'all come out the same womb. Y'all been around, like, and so like these different falling outs. He barked on me and shit. I thought shit was sweet. He barked on me. I'm like, oh damn, all right then. Well, I guess fuck you then. When I hung up, in my mind. So, but I knew he was a little like tipsy or sauce or whatever. So I'm like, yo. I mean, he did have a point, because what I did, it wasn't really an offense biblically, but it was an offense. I offended him based off of the love he had for me and his expectations from me. I let him down. And at the time when he told me, I'm like, whatever, you just see your feelings. But I did really understand what he was saying. So I'm like, I never blocked him, because I'm in the point of like cutting people out of my life, blocking people, downsizing, and just keeping a small circle. Because me in particular, like over the years, it's just like, me in particular, is just like too many snakes hovering around me. So I'm being more mindful about my inner circle and not being so exposed to the elements. But his brother called me, and I was like, God, well, he ain't called me, he texted me. But what's so crazy about it is, for the last week, because I always go through my phone. You know how people go through their phone from A to Z? You gotta keep scrolling to get to Z. No, I go through one scroll, one swipe up, and that shit'll go from A to Z. Because I blocked and cleared a lot of people out and cut a lot of people off. What the Lord said, that right hand offend you, cut it off. People wasn't even your right hand, but it's just like, yo. If shit not copacetic or working out or to a degree or this and that, just let that shit go. Especially if it's like multiple mishaps or betrayals or falling outs. Me and this particular brother really never had a falling out. I mean, he used to get on my fucking nerves a lot, but like, we never had a falling out. Loved him to death. Still do. So he called me today, but what's crazy about it, and I thank the Lord for this, Satan was telling me to block him. Because when I scrolled through my call list, his name like still there. Well, it's like, yo, he ain't hit you back since the last time y'all spoke. Block him. You know what I mean? Sitting like, block him. So today, I mean, that always been the spirit. So today, I was gonna actually like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just stop at a light and just block them, because it don't take long to do it. I'm gonna stop at a light and block them. But you know what's crazy? I never, because my mind always moving 1,000 miles an hour. I might have forgot or slipped my mind, but it would have came back to me like maybe tomorrow or some shit like that. But before that happened, he hit me, and I was like, oh man, the water, Lord, you know, the water, yeah, about some shit. I didn't block him. You know what I mean? So, and because, you know, in the world, they be like, oh, you gotta find you some new friends. Nah, like, with me, I don't like that shit. Because what the Lord say, forsake not an old friend, it's in Sirach. Forsake not an old friend. Y'all can look it up. Forsake not an old friend for a new friend. For like, as wine ages, like, so is the old friend. So it's just like, yo, I've been through shit with this brother. I mean, unless it's like some real. Now, it was brothers I was cool with that turned their back on the Lord. And then it's fuck you. It's like, if you like, fuck me, you could betray me and do certain shit to me. But if you like, you ain't dealing with the truth no more, or like, you be like, man, fuck your house, just like, it's just like, nigga, fuck you then. Like, because like, I'm crazy about, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Like, that shit really can't be repaired. But me, like, you know what I mean, we just vessels, you know, even though that shit hurt being put up as a bulletproof vest, you know what I mean, when that impact come, break a rib or whatever. But I was like, man, that brother called me, and it felt like reviving and refreshing, because I was had this like sleepy spirit on me. But I'm like, man, shit, man, I feel like, man. And I'm glad he didn't call me, because we probably would have talked for the next 2-3 hours. But he just texted me. But it's funny, he said the Lord put me in his spirit to call me. But before I reached out to call him, but the Lord, well, Satan put it in my spirit to block him, but the Lord put it in his spirit to reach out to me. So before I could actually block him, and it was like probably seconds apart or hours from that judgment, you know. And because if he reached out to me too late, I probably would have just like shitted on him. Not shitted on him, but like wouldn't have been like, just like whatever, like, you know what I mean? Because like I'm like in a heavy transition period right now. So, and once it's over, it's just kind of like, yo, if you wasn't like already in a circle, like, just go your way type shit. So, but it's so beautiful with the Lord, man, you know, how he had, I had to share that testimony. It just happened. I'm just kind of a little, not overwhelmed, but like kind of grateful. Like, damn, the Lord is bad. You know? And, yeah, I was saying, in the world, you need to find you some new friends. Me, I do not like that new friend shit. Hell no. Like, what the fuck you mean find some new friends? For one, I'm 41. I just turned 41 last June. So I'm like, nigga, find some new friends. To me, like, that shit is like traumatizing to me, because I know what the process is of like finding. People throw that friend word around loosely, you know what I mean? But like find, like, you know, because it'd be like, yo, you know, you come on this level, you know, and you like, sometimes, you know, you just gotta find some new friends. And that shit to me be like, yo, find some new friends. That shit be like, and I think about it, I just start to stress out, like, hell no, I can't, like, Lord, hell no, I can't, like, find no fucking new friends. Like, alright, I know a lot of motherfuckers. Maybe I should, like, now, some people you do gotta, like, let go and just move on. But it's like, man, maybe with some of these brothers, it's like, maybe we could just patch shit up and move on. And that's what's so fucked up about, like, the world. Like, so when you have falling outs, like, with people, when you have, like, falling outs with people, and, people just be like, fuck you, nigga, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And you just be like, you know, the curses, you know. And you just got that hatred, you know. But if you never, like, repatch it and repair it and give it time to heal and grow, your relationship, like, don't get stronger. So, and it just be like, yo, you can't be like so quick to be like, fuck you. Or, now, certain shit though, I ain't gonna lie, because I had certain encounters with certain individuals and people. You know, like Don Tripp say, adios to my old homies, we can never parlay. Part of my ambition, I got more drive than a car chase. Always in hot pursuit. Finding like I got a deadline, got the heater on me, no tan line. Hey, check out that Don Tripp Novocaine. That, hey, he went off on that. That's a nice little track for y'all, that Don Tripp Novocaine. But yeah, adios to my old homies, we can never parlay. And you gotta think, you know, it be like that. Like, based on certain violations. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yo. But in its truth, you just gotta, you can't, like, hold on. Like, it's a wise saying, right? Just because you lived through something don't mean you survived it. And just because you've been delivered from something don't mean you're free from it. And just because something is out of your life physically, and if it's still taking hold of you and affecting you in a certain type of way, don't mean you actually free from it. Like the Israelites, right, with Egypt, they was delivered from Egypt, from that situation, through the Red Sea and all that, but they wasn't actually free. Because what? They wanted to go back there. And they still had the mentality of Egypt and Pharaoh and the oppression. They had Stockholm Syndrome. And just because you've been delivered, and just because you lived through something, don't actually means you've been, you survived it. Because you could live through something and it's over with, but if it wound up, like case in point, a snake bites you, right? And say, you know, it normally don't take that long, but say it take like a month to kill you. Like complications and shit, 2-3 months to kill you. Although you lived through the snake bite and you patched up hell, you went home, made love to your woman, you saw the kids, you went to work, but later on the shit killed you. So like, oh, you had complications, you was in and out of the hospital, and you died. So just because you lived through it don't mean you survived. Yeah, you lived through it. It's not there no more. You physically over it, but like the effects of it, you gotta get over. You know. So, and that's heavy. And I always like kind of think of that. You know. But nah, man, I'm glad that brother called me, man. I'm just feel like he actually talking about like, let's link up and shit. I mean, you know. So it's like, all right, cool. Because really in this world, man, like, so, like, you got brothers, like, you got biological brothers, right? You know, your mother love you because you her son. And that's your mother. Same with your father. Your biological brothers. Like, nigga, I love you. Why? Because you my brother. You know what I mean? Because it's a reason, you know what I mean? But when you get in the scriptures, like the Lord never said why he loved Israel. He just do. And love kind of be like that. And it's people I know, like, you know, be like, yo, you lucky I love you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I wish I could, like, leave you alone and not talk to you and not fuck with you. But since I love you so much, it's like, I find my way back over there somehow. You know, and that's the Lord love for Israel. You know what I mean? Because we did all kinds of shit, and He still forgave us, still, you know, made a way to deal with us and leave it open and have that relationship continue, which is a beautiful thing. So now I'm experiencing that now on a small level. But it's like, damn, you know, I had to shit at with the hopeful elect with Israel, you know, with brothers like, man, you know. But like, cause that new friendship, I do not, you know, people, you know, different strokes for different folks, do whatever. But me personally, I do not like that new friendship. Like, yo, now, if I got a group of brothers with me already, like we kind of used to each other and shit, like it's cool. You know, people fight and make up, and that's a good thing. You need to make up and let it heal. And then when you move on with the relationship, it's like, yo, we been through shit like that. So if you go through it again, it's like it's nothing, right? Because it's like it don't like kind of like bother you no more. It do, but it's not like enough to like break the brotherhood. But healing is important. You gotta heal from. You can't be so, oh, fuck you, nigga, they fuck you. Now, some people deserve to be cut off. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, like, just let that shit go. You know what I mean? You gotta deal with the spirit of discernment for that. But with me personally, I do not like, yo, the whole thought, like, yo, start all over with everybody and just go in the world or in the world of the truth and just find you some new friends. It's like, hell no, Lord. Please, Lord, don't do that to me. I would be like, I'd probably jump off a motherfucking cliff somewhere. Because really in this world, that's kind of like all you got. Because your cousins, it's like, hey, cousin, you know, it's like a family thing. If you was never their cousin, they probably be like, man, fuck you, nigga, or your brother, like, and all that. You know, like, your brothers is like, they love you for a reason. It's like, oh, your mother, like, oh, you my son, you my firstborn, you know, like, it's just, I just love you. Like, it's like a reason tied to it. But with friends, like true friends, like, with true friends, really, like, love you, like, for you, for like, it's really not like a reason. Maybe they got reasons, like, nigga, I got every reason in the world to say fuck you, but I still fuck with you. But like, it's your friends, see, because your family, you can't pick them. They just who they are based off of lineage and bloodline. Like, oh, that's my cousin. I never wanted this motherfucker to be my cousin, but he's my cousin, so whatever, right? But friends, you could like actually pick them and like get rid of them and pick different ones based off of. But you know, in Proverbs it say, "He that has friends must show himself friendly," and there's a friend that stick closer than a brother. Hey, you know what's funny? I watch the Connecticut brothers, the Bishops. Elder Taziawan. It's funny I say that. That's kind of where I get my name from. But I thought Elder Tazadakba, because I took a real liking to him. I thought he was Taziawan. So I tried to call myself behind Elder Tazadakba. I thought I had to, you know, just not knowing who they was, and but it's the spirit of the Lord anyway. I thought Elder Tazadakba was Taziawan, so I try to do it like that. But you got Elder Taziawan, Elder Tazadakba, Natazak, Ayathan, Ainap, and them brothers just been together. Yo, man, them brothers been together for years. I kind of be fucking jealous, man. Yo, them brothers just been rocking, you know what I mean? And just been around each other and And you know, it's been shit to try to separate them or whatever. I don't know, but like, that's just life though. You know what I mean? And it just be like, yo, damn, man. And then sometimes they start talking about old shit from like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, yo, remember we worked for ABC, the Jewish guy, and then, you know, it's this video. I think it's under like this, where Apostle Ricard came through, and it was a camp, but most of the camp was them talking about old shit, reminiscing. You know, the scriptures came out too, but like, and I was like, damn, man, that's a beautiful thing. Just to like, cause your brothers, like your family members, man, to be honest, your biological like family members, that shit fade out really after a while, cause they ain't really after the truth. And you do share little moments with them and shit like that, but that shit is not the same, bro. But for you to be like, you know, to be older and be like, yo, bro, and still see the same thing. See, one fucked up thing about women, yo, women switch. My father's side is full of women. Man, they switch friends, boyfriends, men. They change that shit like fucking Superfly changes drawers. Yo, it's just like, yo, how the fuck you just switch friends like that? Like, yo, that shit, yo, that shit would like traumatize the fuck out of me. I would at least have to have like still a couple of old friends around. Like, I could deal with a new brother, a newcomer, this and that, but like, you know. But like, hey, even worldly nigga, you know, it's a old D on the left hand side, Sheik Luke's D Block. He said, don't bring him around if he's not a friend of ours. He fuck around and get found in the high school showers. And I ain't promoting that, but you know, that's kind of like how it is though, because it's like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Then it's like, but in the truth, you know, you can't, but you still got to have an inner circle. Your Howard Shah had his 12, then you had that 70, and they wound up leaving. But your inner circle, he still had an inner circle. And you know what I mean? And you still like have, and that's something you got to accumulate over time for meeting different people, interacting with different people. Okay, this guy was no good. This guy was no good. This guy was no good. You might do, all right, this guy was cool. All right, then 10 more guys that was no good. And then you just create this like circle over time in the truth, which is like a beautiful thing, you know? But hey man, I don't want to like continue to go. I gotta get ready for the next day, man. Y'all brothers hold it down. Keep the prayers up. Fucking long day, is raining and shit. And I know I kind of like went on with that because I had a lot of just like a real personal video. You know what I mean? I'm skeptical about sharing it, but I kept it clean. I ain't mentioned no names or nothing like that. I kept it clean, and I was able to get the point across. So if the brothers could relate and reflect to that or rejoice off of that, that's, hey man, that's a beautiful thing. Y'all brothers hold it down. Shalom. So I probably name this reconciliation is a beautiful thing. Re means back. Reconcile meaning make friendly again or make brotherly again. And that, hey man, if that's able to happen, it's not able to happen in all situations. Ultimately in the kingdom, everything be tawab, but like on this side, if it don't happen, then fine, it's the Lord's will. But if those situations where it do happen and it's able to like patch things up and heal and grow from that, hey man, that is a wonderful, beautiful thing. So with that, man, y'all brothers hold it down. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect.